Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Pokemon Sword and Shield discussion. Today I just kind of wanted to talk about why I believe that Pokemon Sword and Shield won't be as much of a letdown as we originally thought it would be. It's still going to be a little underwhelming, but it won't be outright terrible. Now, obviously, in its current state, the game does have its graphical problems, but you have to remember the game doesn't come out until November. I know a lot of people that talk about these trees and the grass and the cliffs in the wild area and how they're kind of unrendered in the distance. That could still be fixed by November. That's not a huge issue yet. If it gets closer, I'd say around mid-August, maybe get a trailer and they still look like this, yeah, then I would worry. Individuals complaining that they won't be able to bring over their cherished Pokemon into Pokemon Sword and Shield, well, there's no helping ya, I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. That's what they've decided. They're not going to be adding in more later. They've already kind of said that they have no plans to. We're screwed. However, if you give the game a chance, you might find a new Pokemon that you enjoy because they're bringing us more. However, I am praying to God that they do not look like this mess. This is disgusting, this is basic, and this is lazy. Regardless of Impidim's unfortunate existence, Yamper still looks pretty cool. The starters, when you see their artwork, looks like they click into the world of Pokemon. And we do have the always awesome inclusion of Corviknight, who will act as the taxi service, which will replace HM Fly, just like the bike will replace HM Surf. Which means we won't have to sacrifice a Pokemon, just like in Gen 7 and a little bit of Gen 6, to become an HM slave. We have our team back, just the way we like it. In terms of difficulty, well, in gyms you're basically forced to use Dynamax because the gym leaders use Dynamax and you cannot take out a Dynamax Pokemon with normal Pokemon unless you have 3 other trainers with you, and I don't see that happening in a gym battle. And gym leaders themselves, because of the trend Game Freak is following, will likely have anywhere from 2 to 5 Pokemon per gym battle. I predict Milo will probably have 2, Nessa will have 3, and then the final gym leader before you go off to face Leon in the championships will probably have 5. And the Pokemon that appear in the wild area, they have random levels, so you can face a really strong Vespiquen right off the bat, or you could just find something that's your level at level 6. Who knows? All we know is we have to traverse the wild area to get to the first gym, and then we can probably unlock the train system after that. Which leads me into pacing. What's the pacing of the game going to be like? Well, judging by looking at the map, it's going to be relatively a quickly paced game. You have the first 2 gyms basically side by side on 2 opposite sides of the region. 1 train just connects the 2 of them. You have the giant wild area in the middle and more towards the top, which barricades you from that giant castle-like structure, / town. And that wild area seems to connect everything until you get to more towards the League. So will this be an open world adventure where you get to choose the orders in which you fight the gyms? Unlikely. They have a set path you have to take. It looks like you have to cross a bridge even to get over to Nessa's gym, so there's that out the window already. And there's also the badge case, which kind of acts like a clock, so it starts at the 12 o'clock hand, then moves on to 1, so the 1 o'clock would be the second badge, 2 o'clock would be the third. It would go around, creating this little circlet. Once you have the little circlet all filled out, then you can go to the League, show them your pass, and go to Victory Road, yada yada yada, been there, done that. Except in Gen 7, when Victory Road was just a walkway. But the potential for Pokemon Sword and Shield is certainly there. I know I've just been a little bit negative in a video that's supposed to be positive, but think about the potential for the championships. We could have not just an Elite 4, but maybe a actual championship where we're in a bracket, and we have to fight our way to the Elite 4. Against other trainers who have also filled out the badge case, like Hop or our other rival who's rumored to be this pop star of some kind. So I am really excited to see what they're going to do with that. That's not the only thing I'm excited about, though. There's also the prospect of the final evolutions of the starter Pokemon, which we have yet to see. Hopefully Scorbunny won't be firefighting. I'm choosing Sobble anyway, it doesn't really matter to me, but I'm just saying we have to break that tradition. Just once in a while, Game Freak, you did good with LT Gray there. And these starters have the potential to be something new, something fresh, something we haven't gotten before, like a Fire Steel type starter would be hilarious. Friggin' Scorbunny with a jetpack, would love that. A water starter with camouflage would also be quite fun to play with. And then there's Grookey. I'm gonna let that sink in. But the biggest letdown of this generation for me personally, other than the National Dex fiasco, which I'm not gonna touch the 10-foot pole anymore, I've said my piece, I'm done. It's Dynamaxing. Dynamaxing is just a disappointment, just wrapped in a shit sandwich and put on my door and lit on fire. Game Freak just did me dirty with this. because in an attempt to quote-unquote balance the games, they took out Mega Evolution and Z-moves and gave us this, which is just as broken but has a time limit. To balance these games, why don't you give Mega Evolution a time limit and make it so you can only choose one mechanic per battle instead of using all three? Like, you could use Z-moves and Mega Evolution in Generation 7. Why not make it so that you can't? You have to pick one? I don't know, that sounds like a good balancing tool to me. But what do I know? I'm just a nobody who just kind of tumbleweeded in out of nowhere, has no following, no one really cares about what he has to say, and that's perfectly fine, but let me say this. Pissing off your fanbase by removing features they actually liked is not a very good idea, guys. If you could transfer from Gen 6 into Gen 7, you can transfer into Gen 7 into Gen 8. It's not going to be that hard. The models you brought into Sword and Shield are just upscaled models for the friggin' Switch. All you have to do is just convert them, and boom, they're in the game. It's not rocket science. You have already done this with Let's Go, and you are doing this with Sword and Shield, so instead of only doing it like 1/90th of the way, don't be lazy and don't piss off your fan base, just do it. And additionally, the battle animations are horrific. If you look at a system like the Wii like pales in comparison to the Switch, and even in Pokemon Battle Revolution, your Pokemon actually charged up to one another and had specific attack animation. In this game, they just hop in place and you see like a stick wag in the air or something, instead of Grookey actually running up and whacking something with his stick. What the heck is with that? And now halfway through recording this, I'm wondering, does Sword and Shield even have any redeeming features? Because it seems like Game Freak is devolving back into cavemen. They've stopped progressing. Sure, they've moved on to a new console, but not doing anything with that. They're going backwards rather than forwards. And you know they're probably going to release a third title alongside these, which is going to be like the Pokemon Platinum or the Pokemon friggin' Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. What will it be? Sharp Sword, Broad Shield? And all Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon ended up being was you could catch every Pokemon, sure, but it just felt like the same story again with a bit tacked on at the end for the price of $40-something. Great. I think Game Freak themselves are starting to think that we as a community are really dumb and we will buy anything they put on those shelves, and this is not healthy for a game designer, not good for them to have that kind of outlook on their own community, as it actually brings toxicity out into the open from them. And this entire community is like deteriorating right now, and I find it hilarious and also very tragic because I love this community. Let's face it, am I still gonna buy Pokemon Sword? Yeah. Am I gonna buy Pokemon Shield? No. I'm not gonna give them the satisfaction of dual sales. Not from this guy. Will I buy the third game in this series? No. I'm just gonna get the base experience that they put on the shelves. If they fix things later, good for them. If they don't, screw them. That's just kind of what it is. Pokemon has screwed us over way too many times in the base releases and then releasing kind of like a 2.0 version later. I'm not falling for it this time. If they release a third game and it happens to be freaking great, too bad. I'm skipping out on that. They have to learn their lesson. But will I be disappointed in the end result of the base game I get? Probably not. It looks like it is going to be a lot of fun. It's just not going to have all the blast of the past features and the nostalgia that I carry with Pokemon with me. I'm going to have to relearn everything and get a whole new experience, that's all. And I kind of recommend everyone kind of takes that same mindset, even though it's not my job to force my opinion on you. It is just my opinion. I think we need to go into this like a clean slate. Like think of this as being the new Kanto. We're going in with a whole new experience, a whole new set of Pokemon, and it's kind of like a whole new adventure waiting for us, and we have to take that first step through that gate. Am I going to miss the National Dex? Abso-friggin-lutely. There's a lot of great Pokemon in there. Am I excited for the new Dex? Well, thanks to Impidimp, it certainly has a lot to prove. I really don't like the basic design they're taking with some of these Pokemon. Yamper is kind of borderline for me. Giving us more Pokemon like Corviknight would be a step in the right direction, something that has a bit more personality to it. And I do believe I am judging Impidimp a bit too early. It will probably evolve. Design might change to fit my niche, probably not though. It still just looks like a purple imp and it's really boring. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know down below what would save this game for you, other than bring back the National Dex, of course. Let's not beat that dead horse. I want to know what they could bring in that would possibly draw you back into the Pokemon community, and away from the toxic community that people are starting to spread a little bit. I'm not pointing any fingers, Falsify. I'm just saying. And if you enjoy my content, be sure to hit like and subscribe, hit that little bell so you can get my content 3 times a week. I almost said comment again. What the hell is wrong with me? My content 3 times a week. I apologize. I'm keeping this in, by the way. This just made me chuckle too much. Also, I kept the Mario logo in there because I took this from the Direct, and it's their footage. they should get credit for it. Anyway, I hope to see you all in the next video, and please, by all means, tune in and stay beautiful. I love you all, even though no one's really watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!